Have you ever wondered how luxury hotels manage to keep their rooms so spotless, smelling wonderful and keeping everything in its right place? In this video, I'm going to reveal 10 secrets that these establishments use to maintain perfection in every detail. And the best part is that you can apply these techniques in your own home today. For years, I have observed and studied the techniques used by the best hotels in the world. And I have discovered that behind that impeccable appearance, there is a very well-organized system that anyone can replicate. These professionals do not rely solely on expensive products or sophisticated equipment. In fact, they follow specific methods that make all the difference in the final result. If you keep watching until the end, you will discover exactly how to transform any room in your home to that standard of cleanliness and organization that you have always admired in the best hotels. But if you leave now, you will continue wasting time with methods that do not work, and you will never be able to achieve that professional result that you desire so much. Get ready, because the first tip will completely change the way you see home cleaning. Tip 1. The 15-minute system. The first revolutionary technique that luxury hotels use is something I call the 15-minute system. This method solves one of the biggest problems we face at home, which is the feeling that cleaning is never done, and there is always something out of place. In the best hotels in the world, housekeepers don't spend hours cleaning a single room. They follow a timed routine where each task has a specific time to be completed. This means that in 15 minutes they can leave a room completely organized and clean, following a logical and efficient sequence. To apply this to your home, choose a room and set aside exactly 15 minutes on your phone. Always start with the same sequence. First, remove everything that doesn't belong in the room, then organize the objects that are left, then clean the surfaces, and finish with the floor. Don't try to do everything in the entire house at once. For example, in your bedroom, first remove any clothes that are out of place, then make the bed, arrange items on top of the furniture, wipe down surfaces, and finish by vacuuming or sweeping the floor. When the timer goes off, stop immediately, even if you haven't finished completely. The direct benefit of this technique is that you'll never feel overwhelmed by cleaning. 15 minutes is a lot of time that anyone can dedicate, and you'll be amazed at how much you can get done in that time when you're focused. Plus, your spaces will always be in a decent state of order, because you won't let clutter build up for days. Tip 2. The free surface rule. The second fundamental technique that all luxury hotels follow religiously is to always keep surfaces completely clear. This solves the visual problem that makes any space look cluttered, even when it is relatively clean. Notice that when you walk into a 5-star hotel room, every surface is completely empty, except for a few very specific and organized items. Desks, dressers, nightstands, and even the bathroom follow this rule to a T. There are no scattered objects, loose papers, or unnecessary items taking up space. Applying this rule to your home is very simple, but it requires discipline. Choose one surface at a time and remove absolutely everything that is on it. Then, put back only the items that really need to be there and that are used daily. Everything else should have a specific place to be stored. Let's use your nightstand as an example. Take everything off of it right now. You'll probably find medicines, glasses, books, a cell phone charger, cups, papers, and a variety of other objects. Now put back only the things you actually use every night. Maybe a lamp, a glass of water, and your cell phone charger. Everything else needs to have its own place. The benefits of this technique are immediate and impressive. First, your space will instantly look much cleaner and more organized. Second, you will spend much less time cleaning because you won't have to move things around. Third, you will find things more easily because each item will have its specific place. And lastly, the feeling of peace and control you will feel is incomparable. Tip 3. The signature smell method. The third secret technique that makes all the difference in luxury hotels is to create a characteristic scent that becomes the room's signature. This solves the problem of unpleasant odors that can completely ruin the feeling of cleanliness, even when everything is visually impeccable. The best hotels don't just rely on scented cleaning products. They create a unique olfactory identity using specific techniques that keep the environment smelling fresh and welcoming, something we instantly recognize. This smell becomes part of the experience and makes guests feel like they're in a special place. To create your own signature scent at home, start by choosing a fragrance that you really love and that isn't too overpowering. This could be lavender for relaxation, eucalyptus for freshness, or even vanilla for coziness. The important thing is to always use the same fragrance so that it becomes a signature scent in your home. The practical application is simpler than you might think. First, put a few drops of the chosen essential oil on cotton balls and hide these balls in strategic places such as drawers, cabinets, and behind furniture. Second, add a few drops to your vacuum cleaner, so every time you vacuum the house, you will spread the fragrance. Third, put a little of the oil in a spray bottle with water and lightly spray on fabrics such as curtains, rugs, and cushions. The results of this technique are truly transformative. Your home will have that wonderful smell that people will notice as soon as they enter. You will feel more relaxed and comfortable in your own home. Your rooms will look cleaner, even when they are not perfectly organized. And best of all, your guests will always comment on how wonderful and welcoming your home smells. Before continuing with the next tip, if you are enjoying these professional techniques, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell so you don't miss any news. And tell me here in the comments where you are watching from. I love knowing where our viewers are. Now let's move on to the fourth tip, which is one of my favorites. Tip 4, the invisible fold technique. The fourth revolutionary strategy that luxury hotels have mastered is the art of the invisible fold, a technique that completely transforms the look of any room by perfectly arranging fabrics. This solves the visual problem that poorly folded or misplaced bed linens, curtains, and towels cause in any space. When you look at a 5-star hotel room, every fold is precise and creates perfect lines that convey a sense of order and sophistication. The towels in the bathroom look like works of art. The bed has those perfect corners, and the curtains fall impeccably. None of this happens by chance. There is a specific technique behind each fold. To master this technique at home, always start with the bed, which is the focal point of any bedroom. The key is to fully stretch the bottom sheet, smooth out any wrinkles, and create perfect corners by folding the excess fabric under the mattress at a 90-degree angle. The top sheet should be folded just at the height of the pillows, creating a straight, even line. Let's take a practical example with your bath towels. After washing and drying, fold each towel exactly in half lengthwise, then fold it in half again widthwise, and finally once more to create a compact rectangle. All towels should be the same final size and should be stacked with the folds facing the same way. In the closet, always organize them with the smooth side facing forward. The benefits of this technique go far beyond appearance. First, your closets will hold many more items because everything will be folded compactly and evenly. Second, your clothes and fabrics will last longer because they won't get unnecessarily wrinkled. Third, you'll save significant time when getting ready because everything will be perfectly organized and easy to find. And finally, the feeling of sophistication and care that your home will convey is unmatched. Tip 5, the zone cleaning system. The fifth fundamental technique used by the best hotels is the zone cleaning system, a method that completely eliminates the feeling of chaos and disorganization that arises when we try to clean everything at once. This solves the most common problem we face at home, which is starting to clean and never being able to finish it satisfactorily. In professional hotels, each employee has specific areas of responsibility and follows a logical sequence that ensures nothing is forgotten or done halfway. They don't rush around trying to do everything at once. Instead, they divide each room into smaller areas and focus completely on one area at a time. To implement this system in your home, Divide each room into a maximum of 4 clearly defined zones. For example, in the living room, you could have a sofa area, a television area, a coffee table area, and a bookshelf area. In the bedroom, the zones could be the bed, wardrobe, dresser, and study area. The practical application works like this. Choose an area and dedicate yourself exclusively to it until you are completely satisfied with the result. In the sofa area, for example, remove all objects that do not belong there. Arrange the cushions, vacuum or brush the upholstery, clean the side table, and organize the remote controls. Only after you have completely finished that area can you move on to the next one. The transformative power of this technique lies in the results you can achieve. First, you'll feel a real sense of progress because each completed area represents a tangible achievement. Second, you won't feel overwhelmed because you're focusing on small, manageable areas. Third, the quality of your cleaning will be much higher because you'll be paying full attention to every detail. And finally, you'll develop an efficient routine that you can repeat regularly without stress. Tip 6. The 3-touch rule. The 6th revolutionary strategy that separates luxury hotels from the average establishment is the 3-touch rule, a technique that completely eliminates wasted time and energy when tidying up. It solves the frustrating problem of picking up the same item over and over again and never putting it back in its final place. Look at how hoteliers work. They never pick up an object, look at it, and then put it somewhere else temporarily. Every move is decisive, and every item they pick up has an immediate final destination. This efficiency is no coincidence. It is the result of training and discipline to follow the 3-touch rule religiously. The rule is very simple but transformative. First touch is to pick up the object. Second touch is to clean it if necessary. And third touch is to put it in its final place. There is never a fourth touch where you put the item in another temporary place to decide later what to do with it. Let's apply this in practice with an example from your bedroom. You find a magazine on your bed. First touch, you pick up the magazine. Second touch, you check to see if it's in good condition or if it needs to be thrown away. Third touch, you put it away permanently on the bookshelf or in the magazine rack. That's it, you're done. You never put the magazine on the dresser to decide later or on the table to organize later. The benefits of this simple rule are extraordinary. First, you'll save an incredible amount of time by not having to rearrange the same things over and over again. Second, your home will always be more organized because you won't have to create temporary piles of things to sort through later. Third, you'll develop a more decisive and efficient mindset that will translate into other areas of your life. And finally, the sense of control and productivity you'll feel is truly liberating. Tip 7. The strategic lighting method. The 7th sophisticated technique that all luxury hotels master is the use of strategic lighting to create environments that always look perfect, regardless of the time of day. This solves the problem of rooms that look dull or reveal defects that inadequate natural or artificial light can cause. In the world's best hotels, you'll never find a room with just one strong central light source. Instead, they use multiple light sources at different heights and intensities to create layers of lighting that highlight the room's strengths and disguise any imperfections. Applying this technique to your home starts with understanding that you need at least 3 types of light in every room. Ambient light for general illumination, task light for specific activities, and accent light to create warmth and sophistication. Never rely solely on the central overhead light. For example, in your living room, place a floor lamp near the couch for reading, a lamp on the side table for coziness, and perhaps a strip of LED lighting behind the television to reduce contrast. In the bedroom, use a lamp on the nightstand, a table lamp on the dresser, and consider indirect lighting behind the headboard. The result of this technique is truly magical. First, your spaces will appear much more sophisticated and welcoming, creating that 5-star hotel atmosphere that you so admire. Second, you will be able to disguise small imperfections or less organized areas by directing the light to the strong points of the space. Third, you will have greater control over the climate of the space, being able to create more relaxing or more energizing atmospheres as needed. And finally, your home will become much more inviting and impressive for visitors. Tip 8. The multiplier mirror technique. The 8th brilliant strategy that luxury hotels use is the strategic placement of mirrors to multiply the feeling of space and amplify natural and artificial light. This solves the problem of rooms that seem small, dark, or lifeless, transforming them into spacious and bright spaces. When you look at the rooms and bathrooms of the best hotels, you'll notice that mirrors are never randomly placed. Each mirror has a specific function: to reflect natural light from the window, to duplicate the image of beautiful decorative elements, or to create the illusion that the room is larger than it actually is. To apply this technique to your home, first identify the sources of natural light in each room. Then position mirrors so that they reflect this light into darker areas of the room. A large mirror on the wall opposite a window can literally double the amount of natural light in the room. Let's take a practical example from your bedroom. If you have a window on the side wall, place a medium-sized mirror on the perpendicular wall so that it captures and reflects natural light into the center of the room. In the bathroom, if you have a single light source on the ceiling, add a mirror on the side wall to reflect that light and eliminate shadows on your face when you look in the main mirror. The benefits of this technique are immediately visible and impressive. First, your rooms will appear significantly larger, creating a sense of spaciousness that completely improves the energy of the space. Second, you will save electricity because you will make better use of the available natural light. Third, your rooms will be brighter and more cheerful, which has a direct impact on your mood and well-being. And finally, you will create interesting focal points that make the decor more sophisticated and dynamic. Before I move on to the next tip, I want to tell you about something special I prepared for those who want to go beyond this video. It's a complete guide with organization secrets that completely transform my home and can transform yours too. The link is in the pinned comment, and for a limited time, I'm offering a special discount for channel subscribers. Now let's continue with the next tips, which are some of my favorites. Tip 9. The daily renewal system. The 9th revolutionary technique that keeps luxury hotels looking impeccable is the daily refresh system, a method that ensures that each room is completely refreshed every day, not just superficially cleaned. This solves the problem of the gradual accumulation of wear and tear and clutter that makes any space less and less appealing over time. At the best hotels, each room isn't just tidied up when a guest leaves. It's completely refreshed as if it were the first time someone was staying there. This includes not only cleaning, but also checking every detail, replacing items, and creating a completely fresh experience. To implement this system in your home, choose one room each day of the week to receive a complete makeover. This means that in addition to your regular cleaning, you will dedicate extra time to reviewing every detail, rearranging if necessary, and making small adjustments that keep the space fresh and attractive. For example, Monday might be the day to completely redo your bedroom. This means taking everything off the bed and redoing it completely, rearranging the inside of your dresser, vacuuming underneath your furniture, cleaning your mirrors until they're perfect, and checking to see if there are any items that need to be fixed or replaced. Tuesday might be the kitchen, Wednesday the living room, and so on. The transformative power of this technique lies in the cumulative results it provides. First, your home will never reach that point of wear and tear where you feel like it needs a major cleaning because each room is always being renewed. Second, you will detect and solve small problems before they become big ones. Third, you will develop an intimate knowledge of each space in your home, knowing exactly what each room needs to be perfect. And finally, the feeling of constant freshness and novelty will make you fall in love with your home every day. Tip 10. The philosophy of the finishing touch. The 10th and final technique that separates truly luxurious hotels from ordinary establishments is the philosophy of the finishing touch, a concept that transforms clean and organized environments into truly special and memorable spaces. This solves the problem of homes that are tidy, but do not convey that sense of special care and attention to detail. Note that in the best hotels, there are always small details that are not necessary for functionality, but make all the difference in the experience. A fresh flower in the bathroom, artistically folded towels, asymmetrically but harmoniously positioned pillows, or a small gift left on the bed. These finishing touches create memories and emotions. Applying this philosophy to your home starts with the understanding that once everything is clean and organized, you should add an element that shows extra care and personal attention. It can be something very simple, but it should be intentional and create a little surprise or moment of pleasure. Let's look at some practical examples that you can implement right away. In the bathroom, after everything is clean, fold a small towel decoratively and place a flower or green leaf on top. In the living room, after arranging the sofa cushions, add a blanket folded casually but purposefully at one end. In the bedroom, after making the bed perfectly, place a small, pretty object on the nightstand, such as a scented candle or a book open to an interesting page. The emotional impact of this technique is unparalleled and long-lasting. First, you will feel genuine pride in your home because it will truly reflect your care and personality. Second, your guests will notice and comment on these special details, creating positive conversations and fond memories. Third, you will develop a more refined sense of beauty and harmony that will be reflected in other areas of your life. And finally, your home will become a truly special haven where you and your family will feel cared for and valued every day. Now you know the 10 secrets that luxury hotels use to keep their spaces looking perfect. These techniques aren't just about cleaning, they're about creating a complete experience of well-being and sophistication in your own home. Remember, transformation happens when you apply these techniques consistently, not just once. Start by implementing one technique per week to avoid feeling overwhelmed. Choose the one that caught your attention the most and practice it until it becomes a natural habit. Then add the second technique, and so on. In a few months, your home will have the same standard of quality that you have always admired in the best hotels. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these techniques will you implement first in your home? Leave your answer in the comments and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any new tips. Your dream home is closer than you think, and these techniques are the way to get there. See you in the next video.